Cheers from Japan, I'm the Tokyo Toy Bastard, and today we're going to be talking about GAMERA again, because if you watched my video last week where I went to the DNA of Tokusatsu exhibit featuring the Heisei GAMERA, then you'll know that I picked up some cool stuff there. What you don't know is that I found a bunch of GAMERA stuff the following weekend for really cheap on my toy hunting adventures with my daughter. So first up, let's talk about the exhibit one more time. If you haven't watched the video, I'll link it at the end. Please make sure to watch that. I picked up this little brochure that shows some of the exhibits inside through all of the trilogy of the Heisei GAMERA movies. And so it shows some of the props. I mean, there were so many props there. But one thing that they did have at the exhibit was a gift shop that had lots of GAMERA merchandise, including a giant table full of different kinds of toys. I went to the exhibit on their second part of their run. It started in December of last year, 2019, and they had some toys that were exclusive to the event for that month that sold out. So when I went, a lot of the toys that were there, specifically the U.S. toys, which if you're not familiar with, like the smaller scale soft vinyl toys, really popular. Always shoot up in price because they're usually really cheap when you buy them from the maker, and then they shoot up in price. It was the first time they'd done some GAMERA toys, so unfortunately they didn't have any of those, but I was able to pick up some GAMERA stuff there. So let's go through those, what I picked up real quick. So the first thing I picked up was actually my son's choice, and it's this little can from GAMERA the Brave. So you've got Toto. This movie was from like 2003, I believe. 2006. Was it 2006? I can't remember. Somewhere between 2003 and 2006. Well, they tried to reboot the GAMERA franchise, and they made him a kid, a baby, and he gets bigger. It's an alright movie. But it was like, it was a blind can, so there was like 6 different colors. I showed it in my video. My son really wanted orange, but after he opened it, he got green, which I was happy with green. You know, we're added to our little collection of shared GAMERA toys and Godzilla toys that we have. He likes his Bandai Movie Monsters GAMERAs and stuff to play with. He doesn't really play with this kind of stuff anyway, which is good, because I'd rather not lose that small stuff like that. I'm not sure if those were released outside of... I assume those were released like when the movie came out too. I hadn't really seen those before, so I'm not sure. If you know about those, let me know in the comments. But the big thing I bought there, which was a whopping... it was about, if you break it down into dollars, it'd be about 120 bucks, 125 bucks. It was, yeah, a lot of thousands of yen. Was this Maru Sun translucent glitter figure, soft vinyl. All these figures are picked up are soft vinyl. And yeah, it's made out of clear vinyl. You can't quite tell here, but it's got glitter, so much glitter inside that it actually makes up the color of the vinyl. So you've got red for the red for the fire, and then kind of a turquoise bluish green for the body with some silver spray, and then on the face you've got some more silver for the teeth and the tusks, and red on the eyes. The eyes do not have glitter though; they're just flat paint. But it's really cool. Let me see. I'll take my see if I can get my light over here and see if I can get it behind it so you can see the translucency of it. So you can see it kind of lights up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But it was quite expensive. I was quite shocked at the price. I guess they're getting brave with prices for these exclusive SOFUBi. Like, I wouldn't expect to pay more than 8,000 yen for something like this at a special event directly from the people that are making these, but what can you do? So I grabbed one, and so this is actually a reissue of one of the early Showa GAMERA figures. There's construction outside, sorry about the noise. Even though this was a Heisei celebration, all the figures were based off Showa stuff, so that was based off of, this is another reissue. This is a 2003 reissue by Tomy of the same thing. And I've had this for a while, and I think these pop up occasionally. I used to have a bunch of them, and then I sold them off to different collectors because this was my favorite of the bunch. But then, lo and behold, like a day after that or 2 days after that, I went to Nakano to trade in some stuff, to get rid of some stuff, to clear out some space for Christmas. Took it to Nakano, and then was able to trade it in and buy some little knickknacks. And I found actually a couple of these. Let me see if I can get the light a little better here. So this is from the same series, reissues. So this is Crawling Gamera. So they actually had a jumbo-sized glitter version of this at the event as well, but I went for the flying version. I couldn't afford both. And so here's that one. I found this at Nakano. I found a couple of these. So some of these I do have doubles of. They will be going up for sale on Instagram, or if you are interested, just leave a comment down below. And I also found the standing version right here. The only thing I don't like about this standing version is they didn't paint the tusks. He doesn't have the gold paint. But yeah, again, this is another reissue of a early soft vinyl toy of Gamera, produced in, I believe these were by this point it was probably the early 70s. I actually have a book of all the Gamera vinyl and toys. Just didn't bring it out with me. It has all the dates inside, but I'm fairly sure those were early 70s Maru Sun. Correct me if I'm wrong. One figure I still did have was this. This is from my collection. This is a slightly different standing Gamera. You can see the difference here. Sorry, lighting's kind of, this room's lighting's not that great. But you can see this one has the painted tusks. But, you know, now got a few different versions. And I also had this little Gauss reissue. Also, these are all, again, Tomy. Before Tomy merged with Takara. Now it's Takara Tomy. So, to go along with that same series, I also got a Barber Gun. And they also had a reissue of this Barber Gun by Maru Sun, giant version with red glitter at the event. But hey, you know, I was really happy to find a couple of the other figures that they had in miniature form for much cheaper, much cheaper than 130 bucks a pop. So I only found one of Barber Gun. So I will have some doubles of the Gamera up for sale. But let's talk about the two other big things that I found, not just mini things. I found also that same day for a very good price, which is why I picked up two of these. I found this flying Gamera from the Heisei series. So this is the jumbo sized one. They also made one that was a bit smaller, like 6-inch scale. I think this is 9-inch scale. But it's by Maru Sun. And this is kind of a retro reimagining of the Heisei Gamera. This is specifically from Gamera 2, because in the first movie he doesn't have these flat arms. And yeah, he's got awesome gold paint. He's got kind of a metallic green spray, and then he's done in a blue vinyl with some dark spray and some, even a little bit of, it almost looks like he's got hints of reddish pink. Yeah, he definitely does in where the fire is supposed to be coming out of his rear end there. This was awesome. So I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And I used to have a small one of these, but I sold it at some point. But yeah, picked this up. And then also with it, which is my favorite of these, so this is not for sale, an unpainted version, a prototype-ish one, if you will. Now, there's not really prototypes with vinyl, because there's a process to make. I mean, you've got your clay sculpt, and you've got your wax sculpt, or a 3D printed version, and then after that you get your iron mold made. So then you have test runs of you pulling the SOFUBi out of the mold, and there might be screw-ups, but I'm not specifically sure when this was sold or how it was sold. I've never actually seen this one in this kind of flesh color. He looks like a giant Keshi Gamera, which is amazing. I love unpainted, like prototype looking stuff, but especially in this color, because I'm a big Keshi collector in the kind of flesh color. So this was amazing, and it's the exact same size, exact same sculpt as this one. Found them in the same case. One was buried under the other one, and the price was decent, so I just snagged them. It was definitely a lot cheaper than $130 or $125. So yeah, so got one of these for sale. This is not for sale. My collection. But yeah, I walked out this week with let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus doubles, 7 different figures that I didn't have for my collection. That's awesome. All GAMERA, and all the same weekend as the GAMERA DNA exhibition. So couldn't ask for more. That's it, guys. Again, if any of these pique your interests, like I said, I am selling some of the doubles of these that I have. But if you want some, you know, let me know. I do find the little ones occasionally, and even the flying ones. I see those not too infrequently. So let me know. Hope you enjoyed this just quick little video. Show off some GAMERA stuff, share some GAMERA love, and up next, my much overdue Dragon Ball SOFUBi collection review thing. So see you then, and make sure to watch this video right here, the GAMERA exhibition, the DNA of Tokusatsu GAMERA exhibit, if you haven't already. All right, see you guys. I gotta go back to work. Peace.